from Pittsburgh.
Well, it's a good timeout. You know, it's so important right here. This play is so important that to take a timeout is the right thing to do. You want exactly the right defense on.
All right, let's go down the sideline. Check in again with our Frank Salona. This report brought to you by SARTA. We're going to ride the zero emissions bus down to the sideline now. Frank?
All right, Dave, thank you so much. You know, a lot of folks down here, the P word, the playoff word is a buzz. So thought I'd update everybody on what's going on here with the OHS. First of all,
let's check this play first, Frank.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, quickly out of that timeout. 3rd and goal at the 5. Toss, Albright. Cuts it back. Touchdown, Polar Bears. Jackson within a point of tying this one again. 5:54 left.
Well, the chess match continues. This was not the play that Jackson was going to run before that timeout. They were in an empty backfield with a shotgun formation. Came out of the timeout. Coach Bud says, all right, they're going to adjust. Let's us change our play to power football, and they ran it in the end zone.
All right, Mouton with the all-important extra point. Kick is up, and he drills it. All right, back down in the field. Frank, let's let you finish your thought there.
All right, guys. Well, as I was saying, the playoffs will, all games will kick off at 7 p.m., and during the first 4 rounds, that'll be 7 p.m. Now, on Friday night, 1, 2, 3, and 6 divisions will all play on Friday night. Saturday night will be Division 4, 5, and 7. So those will be on Saturday night. So once again, 1, 2, 3, and 6 will play on Friday, and 4, 5, and 7 will play on Saturday night. All games in the first 4 rounds will kick off at 7 p.m.
All right, we appreciate that, Frank, and that report brought to you by SARTA and the Zero Emissions Bus.
That drive was 3 plays, 1:30 to do it. Set up by that long 77-yard kickoff return, only took 7 yards, so a 5-yard touchdown run by Albright ties it up 35-35. Credit Preston Johnson with that kickoff return.
All right, Mouton set to kick off. It's getting down to nail-biting time.
Kickoff returns, not much of a story until the last 2, one by each team.
Right. This is a short kick and taken by the Hoover returner. Wow, he took a big chance, didn't he? Vega came running up on that on a dead slide.
I thought he was going to let it go out of bounds. He got it on the 35, but he didn't want it to kick down the field and lose him more yardage. So a good heads up, gutsy play.
Yeah, he rolled the dice. And
A.J. Vega still doing good stuff. You know, follow up with what Frank was talking about, the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You know, we're away from that experiment of playing everybody on Friday night. I know the current and new OHSA commissioner, Jerry Snodgrass, was not in favor of that when it was done last year.
Right.
And so thank goodness, especially for the media and people wanting to go see other games, now we're back to Friday and Saturday.
All levels, all divisions were on Friday night a year ago, so that changed back. Okay, on the carry, out to the 36. Grigallo with a nice pickup.
Yep. Good first down play. That's the way they started off the last drive.
Picks up about 4.
Right there, the kind of the trap there by Connor Maley, who's in there playing that fullback wingback spot.
Mm-hmm. Under 5.5 to go. Grigallo again, straight ahead.
Same exact play. Pull a lineman, bring Maley. You know, Jackson does it out of the I formation. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they got their fullback right behind the quarterback. Hoover does it with their fullback in a wing position. Right. They just bring him in motion. Right there he is, leading him up in the hole. Same kind of deal. Get there from different ways.
Ball is at the 40.
How big is this play?
Jackson has all 3 timeouts. Hoover has 2. So it's 3rd and 2 at the 40. Ashby looking to throw. Has his man Maley. First down, Vikings to the 49.
Well, that's Maley's first catch tonight, right?
Good time for it.
Not very many on the whole season. Right. How about this for confidence? Coach Baum, 3rd and 2. You just ran the ball for 4 yards and 4 yards. No, we're going to throw it. That's how much confidence we have in number 2 back there.
Ball is at the 49. A new set of downs for the Vikings. First down and 10. Under 4.5 left. Grigallo straight ahead. Grigallo with some positive yardage. That's a gain of almost 5.
You know, we've talked about Jackson running behind big Xavier Gray. How about Hoover? Who do you think they're running behind?
I would say big number 74.
Luke Van Ness, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an OU commit. There you see him in the middle of your screen.
He's a good player. I don't like that he's going to be a Bobcat rather than be a Falcon, but it's all right.
2nd and 6. Ashby in trouble. Junker has him back at the 47 of Hoover.
Well, Jackson sure smelled that one out. First of all, they were running it into the sideline, so there's not a lot of room in there. And right here, Connor Ashby says, oh, man, there's nothing over there. Let me try the other side. There was nothing over there either. That was just a dominant play by the Jackson defense when they needed it most on 2nd and medium. Now it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, this is a huge play. Clock continuing to roll. Under 3.5 to go. 3rd down and 12 for the Vikings. Tough spot at their own 47. Man in motion is Johnson. They'll fake it to him. Ashby going to go up top. Ball in the air down the field and incomplete. Number 3, Trent Graham was out there, but Jackson had that well covered.
Yeah, they sure did. Number 2 had coverage out there. Donnie, I don't even have a number 2 on the Jackson roster. I'm pretty sure
well,
that's
maybe
what
it was
it
a Ryan.
looked like in my glasses. But
okay.
Anyway, it was great coverage, and now Hoover has to punt it away. First punt in the 2nd half, Bob tells us.
Yeah, Wright was out there for 1. So here is the punt for the Vikings with 3:10 to go. And we have a timeout taken by Jackson.
They had nobody back.
4th and 12, yeah, nobody back to return that punt.
I wonder if the guy on coverage kind of was holding his shoulder. If he wasn't maybe the punt returner and didn't go back out there. So they had to burn a timeout. And that's an item because with 3:10 left, they're going to want to use that timeout.
That was Boggs, actually. Boggs, the corner. He's the return man, and you mentioned it. They're looking at him over on the sideline there.
All right.
So 3:10 to go. 4th and 12 coming up. There's a quick reminder for you. We want to take a moment and thank everyone who donated to the 2018 Massillon-McKinley Food Fight. We'll be announcing the winner and present the trophy on the field on Saturday at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. Stay tuned. We'll have it for you. Remember, live coverage, radio, live coverage, TV, Saturday, the 129th meeting between the Pups and the Tigers.
So Boggs is back in there now. He was I thought it was number 2, is number 7 on the great coverage, but he hurt his shoulder on that pass. He's okay to return this punt, though.
Okay, he is standing at his 25. Volas, the punter. Fair catch signal by Boggs. He makes it near the 22. So Jackson will have the ball. They have 2 timeouts, as do the Vikings, with 3:04 left. Tighten up that chin strap. Here we go.
That's right, baby. Comes down to this tie game. Well, Jackson's looking at a drive. 3 minutes and 4 seconds isn't a lot of time, but you know, a lot of the scoring plays and the drives have been helped by big plays, big yardage plays. And you get one of those and it sure gets you down the field in a hurry. Now Hoover, they're intent on not allowing that to happen. Make them grind it out.
Albright sets up behind Baumel in the eye. He'll get the ball right side. Albright crosses the 25, close to the 26 on first down. Coming up on the bottom of the pile, Andrew Spence, the weak side linebacker. There you see him, number 33.
He's had a nice game.
Rupert, the other linebacker, combining on the stop.
Hoover,
2nd down and 8.
Hoover bringing in those guys that are a little bit more nimble, expecting maybe a pass or a perimeter run here.
Right. Run pass option. He'll hand it off, and Hoover is not fooled at all. Adkins is swallowed up in the backfield by the Vikings defense.
Number 52. That was Luke Hayden. Man, he was in there fast. There's a good look at Luke. Watch this play. Kind of a read option there. It didn't matter. He just grabbed him before the ball got in his belly almost. That's a huge play. Brings up 3rd and long now. Careful of a turnover.
Under 2 minutes to go. 3rd down and 13 for Jackson. Play clock is down to 6.
Yeah, they're going to have to use this other timeout just to get the play off.
Down to 3. Oh. Did he call a timeout? Jackson did get the timeout in the last couple of moments.
Yeah, the official signaled timeout Hoover, but that's not the case. That was Jackson's timeout.
Right. We've got a timeout as well. 1:37 to go on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. We are tied at 35.
Are you looking for something different? At Friends and Family Credit Union, our success is defined by you. Our goal is to improve your financial needs and better your lifestyle. Friends and Family Credit Union provides loans, savings, checking, and other financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. Our friendly staff is fully committed to serving over 11,000 of its members. What are you waiting for? Stop in one of our locations today to become a friend of the family.
Here's to time with friends, spoiling the grandkids, and romantic getaways. Here's to good health with AltCare's Primetime Health Plan. With new vision and dental benefits on most plans, a new hearing aid benefit, and worldwide emergency and urgent coverage when you need it, you can focus on planning your next great adventure without having to worry about your health plan. To learn more about our new health care plans, call us to reserve your seat at a meeting. We'd love to see you. Life's a journey with AltCare's Primetime Health Plan. Let your journey start with us.
Just 1:37 left in regulation. Hoover 35, Jackson 35 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. 3rd down and 12 after a Jackson timeout. They have 2 remaining. Hoover has 1.
If Hoover can get a stop, expect a quick timeout.
Right to throw. Has a man down the sideline. Vega intercepts it for the Vikings. He picked it off. And they'll mark him out at the 44 of Jackson. So a big turnover here late, and the Vikings get the ball back.
Yeah, they were going to get the ball back on a punt, even if this is incomplete. But what this does is it saves that timeout I was talking about. It also gives you a little better field position because Vega was able to stumble down the sideline, and they probably would have punted it a little deeper than this, and it gets you the ball back a play quicker, so there's not that time off the clock.
Again, Jackson has 2 timeouts. Hoover has 1.
I think that
is that backwards?
I got messed up. Yeah, I think it's opposite, but I think that's probably because the official signaled it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, the scoreboard is wrong then. Ashby to throw, tipped and almost intercepted. Oh my goodness.
Wouldn't that have flipped the channel again?
The linebacker, Jack Dennis,
wow,
had it end up right in his hands. He can't believe it. Check this.
Well, Ashby looking back inside, and right there's the backer cutting in front. And you're right, he sure had an opportunity to intercept that. That's a big break for Hoover.
I'm just curious if this whole timeout thing is going to rear its ugly head.
Well, if the scorekeeper was looking at the official, he signaled it the wrong way, but it was clearly Jackson that took that timeout.
Back is Ashby. Screen. Rigualo, open field. 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings.
The perfect play call against that defense. Almost like Hoover was in the defensive coordinator's headset. Great execution.
And in a long series of big-time plays, the Vikings may have just come up with the biggest one of the night. And we'll name this play another candidate for our Friends and Family Credit Union rock-solid play of the game. Just a simple screenplay turns into a huge touchdown.
Well, you get it in the hands of the right guy, and boy, did they block it out in front. Again, I don't think anybody touched him.
Klein with the extra point, up and good. Hoover 42, Jackson 35, 1:14 to go A share of the Federal League title on the line for the Vikings. A potential playoff spot for both of these teams on the line. And just a minute 14 left now.
And what you're talking about if you're Hoover is do not allow a big kick return. I bet they're not going to put it in Johnson's hands. I bet they're going to squib or bloop or something.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Jackson, they're thinking, those offensive coaches are over there saying, all right, how can we get the ball down the field in a minute and 14? And whether they got one timeout or two, that's up for discussion here. Yeah. They don't have much time. And their game is to run it, run it, run it. They're not going to be able to do that. They're going to have to come out of character here a little bit and try to get the ball to who else? Ryan. Get the ball in number 12's hands.
And again, you're not only fighting the opposing defense, you're fighting all this rain and wind.
That's right. 2-play drive, 44 yards, only took 14 seconds. Ashby to Gregualo, extra point good. Hoover 42-35, and the yo-yo game continues, back and forth.
Let's see now, Turno to kick, and let's see what the plan is. What are they going to do with this kick? What's the strategy? The Vikings with a 7-point lead on the ground. That ball is tipped, and Jackson falls on it, fortunately, because one of the up men got his hand on it.
So, they did what they needed to do. Squib, they didn't try to hit the guy. That actually helped Jackson because now they get the ball in pretty good field position. 39-yard line, that's a pretty good kick return if they would have kicked it deep.
Right.
But you're still down to a minute 13.
Jackson trailing 42-35. They'll come out and they'll have the football at their own 39-yard line.
Hoover got their pass defenders in there, and they're a little bit looser than normal. The thing you don't want to allow is to be so loose that they get 15, 20 yards at a shot.
Man in motion, Albright. Here comes pressure. They'll throw it to him. Albright has it, and he is dropped immediately by Mike Sant, the outside linebacker. Not fooled at all. They'll mark it back at the 37.
A very sure tackle.
Second down and 11.
Prevented him from getting out of bounds.
Jackson quickly up to the line. Under a minute to go. Right. Gonna keep. Looking. Goes behind the line now. Throws. Incomplete. The flag comes out. And he is going to be called for crossing the line of scrimmage, I believe. Wright was looking as he was running to try to see if he was behind the line, but the official was right there. Awful close.
Well, it was great awareness by Wright because he knew he was close to that line of scrimmage and he couldn't throw it if he was across it.
That is an illegal forward pass. The penalty will stand. See that?
Right there, 37, and he was across it.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage was the 37-yard line, and it looked like he was closer to the 39. Great job by our crew in the truck. Appreciate that, guys.
Bob says it's questioning the spot. He thinks it should be on the 32 with a 5-yard penalty. But it
34.
is third down, third and long.
3rd and 16. Just 42 seconds to go. Right back. Throws. Ball in the air. Ryan jumps for it out of bounds near the 40. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
And again, the pressure by Hoover made Wright throw it a little bit before he was ready for it. It looked like Stephen Pope, number 88, in there. You can see it coming off the top. 88's at the bottom. Who was that up top? Was that Pruzanowski coming off the corner up top? Maybe it was. Comes down to this play for Jackson, 4th down.
4th and 16.
They need a trick play like the first play of the game.
Back is Wright. Going to step up. He's going to run to the 40. Flag behind the play. Right out of bounds, right near the out of bounds marker. I should say near the first down marker, but there is a flag on the play.
They threw it into the backfield, so maybe it was a hold. That's what it was. That'll bring it back. Yeah. I think they were, right there's the hold to allow Wright to get up through there. And I think the plan was to let the receivers run deep and then Wright to try to run for the first down. And boy, he got really close to it.
All right, so they're going to take the penalty.
You know, he must have. Did he get the first down? Because if he didn't, they'd have declined the penalty and taken the ball.
I'm thinking that he did have enough for the first down, just barely.
All
so
right, he was across the 50. All right.
So obviously, Coach Baum is going to take the penalty, but Jackson will get one more shot. Ball is back to the 24.
And now it's 4th and 26.
Jackson came in 6-3. Hoover came in 6-3. Now a timeout taken by Jackson with 27 seconds to go. If Hoover can hang on, they'll share the Federal League title with McKinley, and they'll also have a shot at the postseason playoffs.
That's right. Hoover's sitting 12. But not many have, assured themselves of a playoff spot in that region. Region 7. Perry's at 11, and we've got scores that they're winning tonight handily. That's also the same region as Massillon has clinched a home game. But so there's lots of playoff spots to be filled in that region, and Hoover's sure hoping by beating Jackson here tonight they get a lot of points, and the other teams are losing so that they can get up in one of those top 8 spots.
So here we go. 4th and 26. What's in your playbook?
It's probably not in the playbook. They just drew it up.
All kinds of pressure. Wright gonna throw. Intended for Ryan. It's ruled incomplete. And the Vikings are going to win a share of the Federal League title and win this rivalry game against Jackson if they can take a knee.
That's right. Well, they're just trying to throw it up around that first down marker along the sideline. Right there. He caught it, but did they call? No, they gave him the interception.
I guess they did.
All right. Was that David Forrest, number 15?
Not sure.
I think it was Forrest. Oh.
At the 49, first down and 10 for the Vikings. 20 seconds to go. Victory formation, and the Hoover folks down in front of us are going crazy.
Now the players get to go crazy.
Now wait. Did Jackson take a timeout? Yep. They just used their 3rd and final timeout.
I think they used their 4th.
Yeah, they just got their 4th timeout. Okay. All right, so the ball is marked at the 47, and now Hoover will just have to take a knee one more time, and the party will begin in North Canton. Some kind of ball game, guys.
It was a great game. Great game on both sides, and who scores last wins. That's kind of the way this game went.
Stay with us. We'll have our wrap-up report. We'll hope to hear from Coach Baum. He is leading the cheers. It is a win. It is a share of the Federal League title in 2018 for the Hoover Vikings, as it is a final. Hoover 48, Jackson 35 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Let the celebration begin for Hoover. Stay with us. Our wrap-up report coming up next after these messages.
For nearly 40 years, Expert Auto Collision has been serving Stark County with premium customer service and collision repair. Bring your wrecked vehicle and they'll immediately get to work with you and your insurance company to get your vehicle back to pre-accident condition. Expert Auto Collision's professional crew has the experience and the drive to bring your damaged vehicle back to life.
Don't let an accident get your goat. Come see me, Tara, at Expert Auto Collision, the only female-owned and operated collision repair center in Northeast Ohio.
Expert Auto Collision, where we meet good people by accident.
There you go. Automatic tailgates now. Liberty Ford is a family-owned business like we are.
No, this is Gregory Bumbu.
They stand up to their word, their promises. That, to me, is top service.
Just made the whole experience, honestly, perfect.
Liberties in Aurora, Maple Heights, Canton, Parma Heights, Brunswick, Vermilion.
One, ladies and gentlemen. Two, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I feel this is going to be a big day.
Life were only like this.
Wouldn't want to miss this.
Looking forward to it.
What's this all about?
This is very exciting.
So cool.
Beautiful.
Great.
Mind if I have a look? I'm delighted to be here.
Amen.
I am.
Oh, very groovy, very groovy.
Let's have some fun today.
I like it a lot. That's all there is to it.
I've heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
The AltCare TV Game of the Week is brought to you by SARTA, Northern Ohio Honda Dealers, Malone University, Old Carolina Barbecue, Altman Health Foundation, Amison Dental Group, Massillon Cable Television, Friends and Family Credit Union, Expert Auto Collision, Jersey Sports Grill, and AltCare, and can be seen locally on His TV Canton.
Our AltCare TV Game of the Week, a thriller here tonight. As you can see the final on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Hoover wins at 42-35. Welcome to our wrap-up report. And before we go any further, let's go down on the sideline. Our Frank Salonas with the winning coach, Brian Baum of the Vikings.
Coach, when they hang that banner, it's going to say 2018 Federal League champs. Your thoughts?
Yeah, these guys set out with a goal. They were able to accomplish that. Yeah, we had to get some help along the way, but we battled one heck of a schedule, went 7-3, overcame a lot of adversities the last couple of years. I'm just really proud of this senior class. I really am.
You talk about the seniors, but you've got a sophomore quarterback that played a pretty good football game tonight. Talk about his play.
He can make some things happen. He really can. He's a special kid.
Talk about your running game as well. I mean, Virgulio just churns and churns and grinds it out.
Yeah, you pair those guys up. It's a nice combination with that offensive line. I'm real proud of those guys.
Now tonight it was a high-scoring game, but normally your defense is playing pretty well. Talk about the guys up front and whether the job that they've done all year.
They did a nice job. You know, our linebackers, J.R. Rupert, Andrew Spence, Ryan Pronowski, hustling the ball. You know, and Jackson didn't back down. They gave us everything we could handle. And it was good stuff there. It was good stuff.
Coach, thank you for your time. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, back upstairs to you.
I appreciate your work, Frank, and thanks to Coach Brian Baum for joining us. It's a Hoover win tonight, 42-35 over Jackson as we continue with our wrap-up report. Time to take a look at those stats brought to you by AltCare. And again, here is Mark Miller.
Well, you're going to see a lot of offense, even though I thought both defenses played very hard and pretty well at times. Look at that, 385 yards passing for Hoover. A lot of even stats, but the total yards was amazing. Just under 500 yards for Hoover, 497. Jackson had 320 total yards. Individually, for Jackson, Trey Wright was 10-17, 158 yards and a couple of touchdowns throwing the ball. And Noah Albright had 20 carries and 122 yards and 3 touchdowns. Even Jake Ryan had 117 yards receiving for Hoover. Connor Ashby, 18 of 26. 385, 4 touchdowns, that 1 tip interception. Drew Johnson went over 115 or over 100 yards receiving with 6 catches for 115. We'll tell you about Gregualo here in a minute.
All right, those stats brought to you by AltCare. Time now for our rock-solid play of the game, brought to you by the Friends and Family Credit Union. We go to the fourth quarter, 1:14 to go. Here's the game winner.
Well, they blitzed. They had the screen on. Nobody touched him. Down the sideline, we saw that earlier where they got the ball out in the flat to him, and he ran it down the field pretty well. What a game he had.
Ashby to Grigalo with the 44-yard touchdown play with just 1:14 left. That's our rock-solid play of the game, brought to you by the Friends and Family Credit Union. And finally, now our Altman Health Foundation player of the game here tonight. We're going to give it to the running back of the Hoover Vikings, Adam Grigalo.
Yeah, the junior, he had it going both ways tonight. He had 17 rushes for 114 yards and 1 touchdown. Catching the ball, he caught 5 of them for 116 yards and 2 more touchdowns. And it just seemed like every time they needed a big play, they got it in his hands, and he performed.
Absolutely. 5 receptions there, as you mentioned, 116 yards. Adam Grigalo of the Hoover Vikings is our Altman Health Foundation player of the game. What a ball game. Congratulations to both these teams. A fine effort, but it was Hoover coming out on top as they knock off the Jackson Polar Bears 42-35. The Vikings earn a share of the 2018 Federal League Championship, and now Hoover waits to see if the playoffs are in their future. I want to thank both teams. Great effort here tonight. I want to thank our entire crew, our sideline reporter Frank Salona, our statistician Bob Jeffries. For Mark Miller, I'm Dave Sheets. Thank you for watching. And on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard, the final, Hoover a winner over Jackson 42-35.
I'm Brad Hillier, Republican.